Welcome to This Just In with This Just In as your host, Justin Core. This is a show where we take a deeper dive into the stories, issues, and events most important to you with the people at the center of those stories and events. And that is who we are welcoming today on This Just In. Madisun Proof, first-time correspondent, upcoming superstar, performer. You're going to be at Treefort this coming week as we record this. Madisun, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, Justin, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be a first-time correspondent here.
Yeah. Hey, you might return if you do a good enough job.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Have you seen Joe's performances? We let anyone on here. So we're going to talk about Treefort in a second. First, we're going to talk about you.
Okay.
Madisun.
All right.
We're not, I mean...
Let's settle into it.
Okay, fantastic. Not to surprise you.
Yeah.
But you did get sort of the rundown ahead of time. You were born literally right across the road.
That's true.
Right across the connector at St. Alphonsus. Not a lot of Idaho natives around anymore. You're pretty rare. So how was that? What was it like being born and growing up here in Idaho?
I've actually realized how rare native Idahoans are because I realized that not a lot of people know the Idaho State song, which I learned in choir. Here we have Idaho. Do you know this? Winning her way to fame. You know? Silver and gold in the sunlight blaze, and romance lies in her name. You know? Not a lot of people know that tune.
I did not know.
What?
And I have not heard it sung so beautifully.
There's a Boise State version.
That is amazing.
It's orange and blue in the sunlight blaze and football lies in her. Come on. Come on. I'm disappointed.
Well, I didn't go to elementary school here. Went to middle and high school here. So
the truth comes out.
I also was not in choir.
All
so
right.
that is amazing, though.
Yeah. We're a dying breed.
I have
a native Idahoans.
Well, hopefully not literally. Some people moving out.
Yeah.
What do you think about that song? And here we have Idaho.
Yeah.
That's sort of the tone that I get from it. Yeah. But when you sing it, I'm like...
It sounds prettier in song form,
yes.
Of course. Of course.
Yes.
Many things do.
Where it's like it's sort of a reveal, like, and here we have Idaho.
Yeah, there's like a reprieve there.
Instead of like, and here we have Idaho.
Yeah, that's sometimes how it feels living here, especially as of late. Yeah.
But we love it here. That's why we're here.
I've loved growing up here. This is where I'm from, my dad's from, my grandparents are from. They moved here a little bit later on, so I mean maybe I am kind of maybe a first generation, but this is where I always have actually this fear that if I ever leave, I won't be able to come back.
That they'll close the door behind you?
Yeah. Like there won't be it's already hard enough to like afford a space here already. So I don't know if like prices are gonna keep rising. I mean, you talk about this all the time on I'm going Idaho, so definitely keeping an ear to the streets for that, but hopefully I'll stay here forever. I don't know.
Hey.
So I can't ever not come back.
You are already really endearing yourself to me. Getting a cheap plug in there for my franchise.
You're welcome.
Growing Idaho.
Thank
you, Madisun. Scoring points already. You're already better than Joe. So you've grown up. Yes, absolutely. Like Steph Curry out there. So what do you miss most about what Idaho was, what Boise was when you were growing up here? Even though you are very young, it's changed a lot in the past couple decades.
I'm turning 27 in May, so I am...
you didn't have to reveal that, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, I feel like young doesn't... I feel old, but that can't feel good for you to hear. What I miss most about...
Now you're losing points. That can't feel good for you to hear a really genuinely old person like yourself, Justin.
I gotta play both sides of the field here. I guess from my young eyes, Justin, 10 years ago what I missed most was like the traffic. I feel like the interstate used to be a breeze to drive on. And people didn't used to honk at me when I was going like the normal speed limit, but now... The speed limit has changed.
You get honked at?
Yes. The speed limit now I feel like has changed. Like you got to be going 10 over for like that's the new normal. No, I've noticed that for sure, and I don't know if that's.
I commute at weird times. By the way, pro tip, commute to work at 4 a.m.
and there's no problems.
No one's honking at you. Absolutely. Really awesome. So yes, I've heard a lot of people talk about that. What do you like most though about sort of the new Boise, the new Idaho?
The growth. I feel like the food's gotten better. Food has for sure gotten better. The music scene has gotten better. We're having, obviously, like, bigger acts come through. That's obviously big and important to me. I love going to shows. And it also gives me opportunities to open up for these bigger bands, too. So with the newer venues being built, just with a larger population that is maybe more hip, you know, we're able to have, I'm, as an artist, able to have more opportunities. And as an audience member, able to enjoy a lot more shows.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of you as an artist, we've gone this long with me not talking about my favorite sweatshirt ever.
Yeah,
well, you're actually wearing the hoodie
am,
version, so
I
we can
am.
probably get a better shot of that.
Yeah.
It says, my favorite rappers are from Idaho. Quote from the Madisun Proof.
It's me.
Madison, and there it is.
I
yeah,
say my favorite
fully
rappers,
written.
but I mainly mean me. I'm my favorite rapper from Idaho, you know?
Confidence is big.
It's there.
You gotta have that.
It's a bold statement.
But, I mean,
Any other
true.
rappers,
You can't.
come for me.
You can't.
I dare you.
Take that, Drake.
Yeah.
Drake's got his own problems right
Yeah,
now.
we gotta
He
leave
can't
him out of
add,
this. He's took too
add
many
one,
shots.
one more feud to the list right now. You are also a published poet besides being everyone's favorite rapper from Idaho.
Yeah.
Talk to me about being a published poet.
Oh man, that was I want to say that was like who are your sources?
You
Yeah,
sent
you're
me
right.
the bio,
You're right.
and
That's
I'm like,
true.
oh, really cool.
Yeah, that happened in I think 4th or 5th grade. I was
Counts.
I was a sad child. I was.
Nice.
I was a moody child, a moody teenager.
All teens are moody. and
Yeah,
it's just
aren't
normal.
we? Aren't we? I can't say I've entirely grown out of it.
That's fine.
And maybe that's why I'm a musician. I don't know. Maybe that's like a musician syndrome. But I started out, so I sing and I rap, and hip hop was an easy bridge for me from poetry. So I wrote a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
A lot of stories and short stories, but a lot of poetry. And I had this sad poem that I wrote about how all my friends were moving away, and
Aw.
yeah, and how I didn't want to be left behind. And it took to the ears and eyes of some of my teachers, and they submitted it, or had me submit it. I can't quite remember at this point, but it was put into some gold edition of poetry. I should have brought it. It's in a closet somewhere. It's like embarrassing for me, you know?
Well,
it's like an embarrassing past, you know?
You don't want to be that person either. It's like, I was published in 4th or 5th grade. I just happen to have a copy of it on me here.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy either. But yeah, I was a published poet in elementary school with a bunch of other young child poets. You know, it's not like anything that reached the New York Times bestseller, but it's cool enough here in Idaho.
But maybe one day. Well, you talk about being a little moody. I was described as sensitive as a kid, as a teen as well. But
yeah, I
it
think
felt
it's
like
beautiful.
creative. And as I learned more, I'm like, I was in touch with my feelings.
Right.
And I was willing to feel those
Yes.
feelings. Like,
Yes.
that's a good thing.
That's a better perspective to take, for sure.
That's what I'm calling it
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
That's
what we tell ourselves to sleep at night. Right. Me too, Justin. Me too.
But I mean, a creative outlet like poetry or you know,
Yes.
writing lyrics has to help that as well, to just sort of get it out.
Absolutely. That's why I write music. That's the biggest inspiration for me to sing and perform. Performing alone, I think the self-expression in that is so important, and being able to have an outlet like that, whether it's singing or performing or writing sad poetry and, you know, giving it to your teachers for validation, you know, we all need that.
Well, you've really chosen a type of performance that is very much all alone. Sometimes you have a backing, sometimes not, but it is a lot of times just you up there.
Yeah.
That's pretty brave.
Yeah, that's how it started. I started in like senior year of high school, just writing, and then I brought eventually some of my songs to my dad, just to show him like, hey, this is what I'm doing, you know, just trying to share my interests. And I was in choir and sports and all that stuff before, but I was really trying to pivot to this music stuff. And my dad ended up having a connection. He knew somebody that owned a local studio, so for my senior graduating gift, he bought me some studio time, and then that kind of became my first mixtape. And then I performed around for a couple of years, again, kind of solo, just me and a DJ. So somebody either like, you know, on a deck is kind of, you know, like how people scratch. Are we speaking the same language? So
I grew up in a different time, a different era, but yes, we did still have the rap.
Okay.
older artists like your Run DMCs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it kind of started more like that. It was me and a DJ, and then over the last year or two, I've grown, and now we have a band. Yeah.
Yes,
so
we'll talk more about that.
We'll get there
in a second. You talked about high school. Bora High grad awarded Best Vocals.
That's true.
In your graduating class. That is awesome. But you were like, I gotta leave all that behind. That's not me.
Sort of. Yeah, they had what they call like a lucky dog ceremony at Bora. Go Lions, by the way. Yeah. A lucky dog ceremony, and I won best vocals, and my stage name, Madisun Proof, actually comes from this award. I had a teacher who said, like, if anybody ever questions your abilities or tries to dog on you, like
Drake.
That's right. Drake, we're coming for you. Then you show them this. He was saying, show them this little award, as if I would carry it around, like Flavor Flav's clock,
yes. No one's stopping you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He said, this can be your proof. And that word proof just stuck with me. So I really wanted to go by just Proof, but there's another rapper, I think in D12, Eminem's previous like rap group band, already Proof. So I became Madisun Proof. So
nice.
Yeah.
Still great.
That's where that comes from.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I mean, how did you decide really that you needed to become a performer and a recording artist? Was it a need, a want? Like, what was the motivation there?
A need. I like that for sure. It definitely, the way it felt was a need. I mean, obviously the desire, a want is always there, but the pressure felt like something like, this is what I'm made for. This is how I feel best when I'm expressing myself. So I've been performing for a long time. I've been in choir ever since elementary school, doing solo festivals and things like that. I've always enjoyed. I've never strayed from like really being in the spotlight. I would do like performances for my family and stand-up comedy for my friends, just like silly things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just fun. So I think, in like junior or senior year of high school, I just really got into writing instrumentals on YouTube, just like finding like Drake type beat. You know what I mean? And I'd type that in. Drake was actually at the time a big inspiration for me. I don't know if it's like cool to say now, but it's true. I know.
I mean, if you can separate the art from the artist, maybe.
Yeah. That's a whole other
I'm
conversation.
not going to try to do that.
I know.
Next time.
Yeah. I kind of pivoted away from, I was in varsity choir and things like this. Yeah. I pivoted away from that just to become a solo artist. I just wanted to put my energy in that first. It felt more rewarding to me to be able to write music that was for me, about me. So I miss choir still, and I think that'll always have like a big part in my heart, and I still use that as a big inspiration in my music. Having like vocal layers and also just wanting like a big full sound. Yeah. And also all the skills that I learned from being in choir. So
we've already heard some of that.
Yeah.
That state song.
Here we have.
I was like, whoa, is that a state song? That's better than I've ever heard of it.
Thank you.
Speaking of like your style and genre, how would you describe it? You've already talked a little bit about how you developed it, but could you encapsulate it, or is it just sort of what you do?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of growing, especially over the last like 6 months to a year. Originally, I would say like a lot of my music is in the realm of like conscious rap, hip hop, obviously R&B, neo soul, jazz infusions, Wow. And I think even more so, I think I'll always be like a lyricist, an MC, a rapper at heart. That's just like that's my language that I speak. But I've really kind of moved into writing like ballads.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of love songs and things that feel like heavier in the musicality side of things. So like things that are more dynamic, heavier, different changing chords. And yeah, so now it's more like hip hop elements to ballads and more of like a neo soul genre. Yeah.
Speaking of ballads and being in love, there was
here we
another
go.
guy who was in here a few weeks ago said that his entrance song would be a song from Madisun Proof. You don't have to reveal your connection to him, but
yeah, okay.
I always ask first-time correspondents. I can't believe I forgot what your entrance music would be. I'm guessing also a song from Madisun Proof.
This is I think I like this question. May I ask a clarifying question?
Shh.
Where's
no.
Your... Well,
yes.
come
okay,
on,
fine,
Justin.
Please.
Okay, because I have a couple different entrance songs for going on stage.
You already have them.
I do. Well, I
Awesome.
switch it up, but
Okay.
I have. There is one song I actually listened to it on my way here because
Nice.
I was so excited.
Your hype song?
Yes, and my hype song. So I'll say this first. The songs I'll use before coming on to stage is like I've done "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. "Fever" and the band they do this whole iteration of it. It's cool. "Fever" by Peggy Lee, and I think there's another.
Peggy Lee. I didn't
That's-
expect Peggy Lee to
What?
get name checked. That's
Come on.
awesome.
Yeah, incredible. Well, those are like I feel like those really build anticipation. But my favorite, I think, the song that I listen to, not aside from just going on stage for when I get hyped up going on this Justin podcast is
Streaming show.
yes, that's
Both.
right. A worldwide takeover soon enough is "She's a Bad Mama Jamma," Carl Carlton.
Yes.
That song when it comes on, it's just
Love it.
It evokes something very instinctual in me,
Yeah.
Do you dance much?
No, I
You're not
don't.
dancing?
No, I'd love to know how to dance, but
We can work it out.
it's gonna take you years. But yeah, I would appreciate any tips
I think
could
I
get.
saw you the other day trying to do some Irish step.
I
swear,
tried.
I'm not imagining that.
Woof. And if there's any sort of dancing you'd think I'd be able to do, it's one where you don't move your top half at all. And
more
yet
of a-
still couldn't figure it out. Way too athletic. But that may be one of my favorite entrance musics anyone has said.
Really?
For any correspondent.
It's
She's
an
Bad Mama
incredible
Jen.
song.
And it's perfect for entrance
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Nice. Well done, Madison.
Thank
All right.
you.
Your full band,
Yeah.
Madisun Proof and the Puddings. Get it? Proof is in the puddings. Took me a second as well. All of you are probably like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
we got
it's
it
there.
first time. How do you find band members? Is that still a Craigslist thing?
Oh my gosh. No, there are no Craigslist killers in my band. No.
Not killers. I thought maybe people still used it legitimately nowadays.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
I view Craigslist, I think, for entertainment.
Sure.
I think people have moved to Marketplace now. There are websites. I found my band members actually through the studio that I've been working with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Mastery Arts. So they, John Mastery, the CEO, founder, director, leader of Mastery Arts, he kind of just based on his connections and some of my connections as well through the music scene here locally, we've just kind of reached out and found people that are super compatible, very talented. So we have our full band consists of a guitarist, a sax and flute, and he plays the ocarina.
What?
Yeah. And if you
Like
come to,
Link?
yes,
Awesome.
exactly. If you come to Treefort this year, you'll be able to check it out. Bass, drums, guitar, flute, sax, keys, and a background vocalist. Yeah, it's a stacked band.
So enough of hearing from me and enough of just talking about it. Let's listen to Madisun Proof and the Puddings with a performance of Reaper. Hit it.
Yeah. My name is Madison. Hell yeah. Good looking, I believe her. Dangerous woman, a reaper. Forbidden fruit, I eat her. Ooh. Stone cold, Medusa sleeper. Access intervention. Divine feminine intuition. Calling out to them who say, ooh, you weren't raised this way. Divine intervention. Access, intuition, finding your position. Good looking, you deceive me. I said I'm an open book. You should read me, and I write from
never keep it on the real. And if I do, then you should know just how I feel. So I as good as me can't be defined by the binary. My sun, it shine like steams. I flow like spring creek streams. Moon cycle within me. Good things, they come in threes. My holy trinity, it resides in me. You're a dangerous woman. Your beauty is deceiving. Fall right into me in a dangerous position. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and that's not nearly all. Painted up, twisted, sick-hearted. Was a wealthy man once. Me and my riches soon parted. Foolish ways, illicit advice. Come on up, tell it to me true. Whisper lies of sweet nothings, baby. Paint my skies blue. Have you noticed it yet that I've been mirroring you? You hate me or yourself, lover? I'm confused. This is the space they gave me to take up. 5'2", mountaintop, you, my mantra. If you see me on the streets, then Medusa. I said that I am the one they call the sun. Don't stand too close to me, you get burned. I said, from my energy back, it ain't the right fit of you in your absence. Thinking of you every night, shit. Thinking of you every night. Thinking of you every night. Thinking of you every night. I spend a year in your absence. Thinking of you every night. Thinking of you every night. Have you ever found yourself in a dangerous position like this? A torrential love affair. You know, I call these types of people succulent succubus humans, or reapers. And you can fall in love with a reaper. You can become a reaper. And as soon as you try and leave, they suck you right on back. It's a vicious cycle. It goes back and forth. It often does. And just when we start to think that it's over, we always come back like I asked, but that we can't be defined by the binary. My sun, it shine like tears. I flow like spring creek streams. Moon cycle within me. Good things, they come in threes. My holy trinity resides in me.
Woo!
Thank you.
Well done. Madisun Proof and the Puddings.
That's right.
Sorry, got to get that last name in
Yeah,
there
you
because
can't
the
forget
proof is in the puddings.
There it is.
Has to be a bit of a grind sometimes being an independent artist. Have there been moments where you're like, though, man, it's worth it. I've made it.
I feel like it's worth it all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, can I say I've made it? The things that make me feel like I've made it, you know, because I guess we're always pushing ourselves. I'm trying to quit my day job, Justin, so I haven't made it yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I get to work with you every day. Well,
what's most rewarding for me, I think, is when you hear the crowd singing your song back to you. I think,
nice.
Yeah, that's to me, it's like, oh, this feels nice. This feels right. Other people, they identify with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, when people rock the merch, you know?
The whole streaming show, this just in, rocking the merch.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Our table is rocking the merch.
Yeah.
How can people find your stuff online or elsewhere?
Yeah, my music is available on all platforms.
Cool.
Wherever you listen to it, it's Madisun.
S-U-N, like the sun.
In the sky, that's correct.
Yes.
Madisun Proof. And then I have this and a couple other pieces of merch available on masteryarts.com. That's MAESTRE arts.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be performing at Treefort.
I sure am.
When can people see you?
I'll be at the Basque Center March 29th. It's a Saturday.
Nice.
8 to 9 p.m. Yeah.
That's a good slot, too.
It's an incredible slot. Yeah.
And a great
I've
location.
had to perform at like midnight, 1 a.m. before, which is still fine.
I remember those performances.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
And
like,
people
oh, no, Madison, I'd love to come see you. But
I know.
no, I have deep
I
asleep
know.
at that point.
You'd be surprised still how many people show up at that
Of
time.
course.
I mean, people are still
Because
like.
you're Madisun Proof.
Well, thank you. And they have enough. I think they're loose enough at that time of evening where there's like, I'll go wherever. But I'm excited. The Basque Center is a great stage and a big floor. So come
Yeah.
with your dance moves to the shoulders.
I have no dance moves, but I'll I'll just, as normal, my dance move is to just hang on to my wife and let her
that's
just
good.
sort of
Yeah.
move me around
Yeah.
in a rhythmic type way. That is fantastic. So, Madison, you talked about performing at Treefort.
Yes.
Treefort has a little bit of everything for everyone.
Yes.
And a lot of cool bands and a lot of cool band names.
That's true.
And oftentimes I wonder, are these even real bands? So that is the game for you. The game sensation sweeping the nation. Real or fake Treefort band names. Half of these bands real, half of these bands fake. Madisun Proof, are you ready to play real or fake Treefort band name?
I'm ready, Justin.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Dirges.
Dirges. Fake. Fake.
Nailed it.
Really?
Yes.
I'm thinking. Okay, so I feel like we need more syllables. It didn't sound.
Speaking more syllables.
Okay.
Mall goth moths.
I think that sounds pretty real. That's enough syllables for me. How am I
It's
doing?
real. You're killing it.
Okay,
You're
okay,
2-0
okay.
so
Okay, okay.
far. Dirt Russell.
I know that's real. I know that's real. I have a friend in that band.
It's real.
Yeah.
And they're local.
It's true.
Dirt Russell.
Okay.
What an actor.
Incredible band
What a
name.
band. Yes.
What a band. Yes.
Furniture Murder.
This is a good one, Justin. Oh man, Furniture Murder. I want to say it's real, but I think it's too good to be true. I'm going to say it's fake.
It's fake. You're nailing it. This is why you perform at Treefort. Because you know.
If Proof and the Puddings go under, I think I might rebrand as
Steal
Furniture.
that.
Yeah, I might rebrand.
Furniture Murder. Okay.
Yeah.
D-O-G, spelled out phonetically. So
Ooh.
D-E-O-H-G-E-E.
D-O-G. I'm going to say real on this. Come on. Wait.
100%. You're
Really?
killing it. Meth Crows.
What? Meth crows. Okay. Real? Come on.
Fake.
No!
Fake. That was one
Meth
of the ones
Crows.
my family came up with. Okay.
That's
All right.
good.
We got just about a minute left. We
Okay.
got to roll. Day Pass.
Day Pass. Real.
Fake. Roads Holes Magic Band.
I know that's real. I know that's
real.
real.
And local. Nailed it. Up is the, down is the.
This is real. I don't know how I know it's real, but I know it's real.
Because they're local.
Okay, okay.
Real and local.
Yes.
Sonic Oddity.
Ooh, fake.
Fake.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're killing this, Madison. The Panati.
Oh.
Named for a mythical big-eared creature.
Oh, that was a little too specific, Justin. And I don't know which way to take that. I'm gonna say fake.
It is fake.
Let's go.
And finally, just in case.
No, that is real.
Real and local.
It is real.
Madison,
Yeah.
You did it. Real 10 out of 12. If you got any great
you.
comments, questions, or fake band names for Treefort, send them to 208-321-5614, #Justin. Madisun Proof. The proof is in the pudding. See ya.